we have now crossed the threshold where the movie stopped being merely insufferable and become unwatchable. And Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas is most certainly that. If you don't know who Kirk Cameron is, you are a very fortunate person, and I advise you to stop watching the video now. You know those characters whose sole purpose for existing is to tell everybody you're wrong whenever they do anything? Kirk Cameron is that character, but in real life. He plays himself in this movie, and his role is to just sort of say exposition and deliver painfully forced lessons to the other characters. Our main character, Christian, is played by the director, writer, and producer of the movie, and he isn't even 1/100% as entertaining to watch as Tommy Wiseau, so that sucks. Christian is concerned that Christmas is being too over-commercialized and has strayed too far from its Christian roots, namely with stuff like Santa Claus and the Christmas tree. And Kirk Cameron tells him it's all okay because apparently it all ties into the Bible or something like that, I don't know. Did you get that? Because I just summarized the entire movie! I'm serious, most of this is just Christian and Kirk Cameron sitting in a car talking to each other with random cuts to other stuff, and it's just the most boring thing in the world. Like, Christian's concerns are honestly fairly reasonable. Like, I completely understand where he's coming from, especially the, the over-commercialization stuff. But Kirk Cameron just says, no, you're wrong, to basically everything, because somehow there's stuff relating to it in the Bible? What? And Christian just kinda goes along with it. I understand Saving Christmas is made for a very specific audience that I am absolutely not a part of, but even then, you should at least make your movie entertaining to watch, and not the most padded out thing ever. And even if this is, made for just a select demographic of Kirk Cameron's Facebook followers, why in the world is there a 4-minute segment at the beginning where Kirk Cameron just vomits out the incredibly botched moral of the story before the story starts? The only kind of interesting thing here is Kirk Cameron's version of the St. Nicholas story where he beats the crap out of some guy, but even that's ruined by the horrible editing. Really, the single biggest problem here is that just like the last two entries, Saving Christmas is boring. In fact, it might be the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, I was having trouble staying awake because of how dull it was, and I've never had that happen to me before. Even if the messages weren't completely nonsensical from any standpoint, how the hell can anyone sit through this movie when nothing is happening? I mean, yeah, the acting's bad, the editing is terrible, and I'm pretty sure the script must have been at least partially improvised to the awkward-as-hell deliveries, but I can barely concentrate on that stuff when I'm struggling not to fall asleep. Their Worst Picture Razzie win was very much deserved here. If you're interested for whatever ungodly reason, Saving Christmas is up on YouTube for free. The only thing you have to lose is your will to stay awake. Maybe Kirk Cameron actually made this movie as a cure for insomnia, and he's secretly a mad genius. Nah, probably not.